like to thank everybody for showing up tonight to the Nunda Township Republican Central Committee Q&A Forum. My name is Mark Daniel. I'm the chairman of the Nunda Township Republican Central Committee. Back at the camera is Mike Shorten. He's our vice chairman. We have at the table on the left Scott Brown, the treasurer. And we also have next to him Mary McClellan, who is our secretary and District 3 County Board member. Hopefully you all have an insight tonight on each of the candidates. We will be asking questions, and we do have some questions that were handwritten this evening. At this time, I'd like to invite Mike Shorten up here, and he will go over the rules for this evening.
Mark. I'm going to go over some rules. Some of these apply to candidates. Some of these apply to the rest of you sitting in the audience. Number one, we're going to have questions asked to the candidates, and they're going to be rotated based on ballot order. So question number one, the first candidate will have the first opportunity to answer the question. Question number two, the second person on the ballot will have the first opportunity to answer the question, and so forth. All candidates will be answering, each get a chance to answer the question that's posed. The questions for the forum were developed by the executive committee, submitted online, and also received from attendees this evening. We have some sheets of paper that are floating around, and if you want to put one in, you're more than welcome to. The questions that we're asking are pre-screened for content, and any questions directed at a specific candidate were omitted. So it has to be a question that everybody can respond to. All answers are going to be limited to 2 minutes. However, the candidates are reminded to contain their answers to the question content so that we can get more questions in. We're going to have a timekeeper. The timekeeper, when there's 30 seconds left, is going to hold up a yellow card. When time is up, they're going to hold up a red card, and we're going to cut you off. We're going to ask the candidates refrain from personal attacks. Rebuttals are not going to be permitted. And we want to ask audience members to be respectful of all the candidates. While applauding any candidate's response to the question is allowed, anyone being disrespectful to any candidate speaking tonight will be asked to leave the forum. We also have a rule, no surrogate speakers, so it's going to have to be the candidates up front specifically. We're going to ask the candidates. Obviously, we have a big room with a lot of people here, which I think is fantastic. We don't have a speaker system. So number one, when you're answering questions, we want you to stand up. Number two, be loud. And if you're someone that is hard of hearing, again, I'd ask you to move up to the front. Maybe if you're not so hard of hearing, scoot to the back a little bit. One more thing, we're going to start off each of the 3 competitive races, the clerks, the supervisors, and the highway commissioners. We're going to give each candidate 1 minute to just do a brief introduction. We'll go into questions, and we'll close each session out with 1 minute close from each candidate. Chairman, I think that's all we have.
Thanks, Michael. Before we start, I would be remiss to not introduce our executive director for the McHenry County Republican Party, Jerry Davis.